Hi, this is Gadget Man 404, and this is my first flight with my syma x8c since the new flight control board was fitted on Wednesday. I believe this flight was on Thursday. I'm just keeping it close to me, just seeing how it handles, how it performs. On this day it was absolutely amazing. There was no breeze at all, so I was surprised how fast it was actually flying, and I've never flown this far away from me at all, and I'm like quite some distance at this range. Now, one thing I've done with this quadcopter, and I don't know if that's improved the signal, I noticed on the flight control board that the aerial is actually facing up to the shell at the top of the drone or quadcopter. So I've actually, it's all the wiring is like a plastic sheathing. I've bent it down, and it does seem to have given me the illusion of maybe I'm getting better signal. But I'd never go out of this field, and you'll clearly see in a moment that I'm well over the hedges, and I'm in the farmer's field, which I've never ever flown this far out over the field. I never go outside the hedging really, and I'm quite some distance away. I'm just a little dot over there on the left. So, and this is my Kit Vision Edge HD10 camera. I forgot my mount at home, so luckily I had some Velcro strapping and so on, and some sponges, and I just Velcroed my camera on top of the quad, and as you can see, no jello, no fancy expensive GoPro mounts, just a piece of sponge and some Velcro straps, and it did it. And I'm now over, I'm flying over one field to another field to come back to me. I would never ever try and do this at all, and I am amazed at how well it's flying. I mean, this camera footage, this is 720p, 60 frames a second, and it is absolutely crystal clear. This camera is an amazing camera. If you want to have a camera like this, or see more of what this camera can do, then basically I've done a review on this camera, so you can have a look on my channel and have a look. Now at this point, I've not been as high as this before, and the wooded area, the trees are very tall, and I'm way over those, but I didn't want to push it with it being its first flight, so I start to come down at this point. But it's such a clear day, but it's just amazing flight. Now that's that something vortex that you can do when it's coming down at a certain speed and you can't get out of it. What you actually can do, and I forgot, is if you try and go forward, you'll come out of it, and I didn't. So as it was coming down, I was trying to throttle out of it, but obviously that isn't going to work. And again, this quad normally isn't very good for speed, but I'm getting real good speed and real good distance from this quadcopter, which I've forgotten, because I've been waiting for the part to come for a while from Banggood, under a fiver for a new flight control board. And you know, I'm not so scared if I break something with this, because it's easily fixable. When you get these expensive racing drones that are carbon fibre and all the rest of it, then they're expensive motors, expensive props, expensive batteries. These things, you know, a set of props is £2, a new motor's £3.50, a flight control board is under a fiver. It's cheap enough to rebuild even if you did crash it, which if anything happens I will be doing. Now in my second flight with this quad, I could hear like a clicking noise from the ground, and I was thinking that it was the bay, the battery door was open, which it was, and I thought it was just like clicking, flapping around, but it wasn't. It was actually one of the motors has gone, the rear left, which luckily I've got 6 spares, so I just changed it out. I haven't done another flight since, just to make sure that that's all it was. But you could hear that when you turn the other 3, they were free, and the last one, it was clicking. At this point, I'm rocking it side to side just to see what kind of control I have, and full control, and I'm just going flat out. I mean, this isn't a racing quad, this isn't a fast quad, but with no breeze, it can fly quite quick, actually, in high rates. And I'm really far away from myself. I mean, I've never ever flown that far away before, and I'll definitely be going even further, because like I've said, if I do break something, it isn't going to cost me the earth to replace. So I'm just going round and round the field. It's a real nice sunny day, so I'm just sort of seeing what kind of range I can get. And it's just such a lovely quad. I've just forgotten how nice a flyer it was. And I'm way out of my range of where I normally fly. And it doesn't seem to matter. It's got plenty of signal. And the camera's just amazing. At 720p 60 frames a second, it's as good as a 1080p 60 frames a second, if you ask me. And I'll be going to the gadget show in April the 1st, with my son, and see what gadgets and goodies we can get this year. I actually bought this camera at the gadget show last year. I hadn't really heard of the company before, but the lenses they use in the cameras are really good. So I don't have any issues with buying any of their products again. So at this point, the light is flashing under the arms, but the I have a voltage alarm set up on the back, but the alarm isn't going off, so I thought, oh, might as well fly for a bit longer. So I do, go up again. I think I'm just setting the timer again or something. At this point, I can't remember what I was actually doing, but I think that's what I was doing. And just see if I get any longer. But yeah, it's a great quad, and anybody looking at getting a quadcopter for a first time quad, for cheapness and a good flyer, stable flyer, good for carrying heavy cameras. And I think this time the batteries are running out, so I decide, okay, bring it down. But yeah, this has been a real nice first flight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel, liking, commenting, etc. At this point, I just I'm coming back and I'm sort of going to call it a day in a few minutes. But yeah, please continue to subscribe. Please comment on this video if you like it or if you don't like it. I think you'll like it, to be honest. It's a good video, and the camera is such a good camera. So yeah, this has been Gadget Man 404 out.